Every St. Patrick's Day, the townsfolk of Cloverfield celebrated joyously, unaware that buried beneath their cheerful parade lay a horror patiently waiting to reclaim the night.
Have you ever felt unseen eyes watching you in the dark? Welcome to Nightfall Crypt, where shadows whisper, the unknown lingers, and every story is waiting for you to listen, if you dare.
In Cloverfield, St. Patrick's Day was always met with enthusiasm. Green banners fluttered, and joyous cheers filled the streets as locals gathered for the annual parade and festivities. Laughter echoed among buildings, adorned in emerald ribbons, shamrocks, and sparkling lights. Tradition was cherished in Cloverfield, but not all traditions were joyful. Legend spoke of an old Irish immigrant, Seamus O'Connell, who settled in Cloverfield over a century ago. Ridiculed and outcast, he lived on the outskirts, a solitary figure bitterly shunned. His only company, an old leather-bound book containing ancient Irish incantations, whispered curses, and forgotten folklore. One St. Patrick's Day, Seamus mysteriously vanished. The townsfolk found his home empty except for the book lying open on an ominous page, a curse meant to punish those who wronged him. Fearful yet dismissive, the townspeople buried the story, transforming it into a humorous tale told each year. This year was different. As the parade commenced, young and old cheered and laughed, clinking glasses of ale. Amidst the crowd, 20-year-old Aaron Keegan noticed something peculiar. A figure standing motionless at the edge of town, wearing tattered clothes with a shadowed face beneath an old hat. Feeling uneasy, she looked away, distracted by her friends calling her to join them. As daylight waned, celebrations moved indoors to local pubs. Cloverfield Tavern was filled with exuberant chatter, Irish music, and dancing. Erin, however, couldn't shake off the image of the stranger. Her anxiety increased when the lights briefly flickered, plunging the tavern into darkness. When they returned, an eerie hush fell. At the far end stood the figure Erin had seen earlier. All eyes turned, unsettled by his uninvited presence. His voice rasped from under his hat. "You've mocked me for decades. Today, you pay the price." Laughter erupted, mistaking his words for drunken babble. But the amusement died instantly as the man raised his hand, uttering an incantation in ancient Gaelic. The room trembled violently, shaking pictures from the walls. Windows shattered, and panic erupted. Suddenly, townsfolk convulsed, their eyes turning emerald green, speaking in tongues no one understood. They attacked each other mindlessly, violence spreading rapidly. Erin narrowly escaped, sprinting from chaos into the darkened streets, now blanketed by heavy mist. Her pulse thundered, breath fogging in the unnatural cold. She ran towards her home, yet the town she knew transformed. Streets twisted unnaturally, leading her in circles, buildings appearing unfamiliar, distorted. Echoes of screams and maniacal laughter filled the mist around her, shadows flickering ominously. Then, abruptly, silence. Erin stopped, terrified. The mist parted, revealing Seamus's figure standing at the road's center. "Why are you doing this?" Erin cried. "Your town has forgotten its sins, I haven't." "We didn't do anything," she pleaded. "You mocked my memory. You forgot my pain," Seamus growled, stepping closer, revealing hollow, glowing eyes. "Now, ye remember." Paralyzed, Erin watched in horror as the figure dissolved into mist, whispering one final incantation. Immediately, visions flooded her mind, Seamus, tormented, isolated, pleading for help, only to be mocked by townsfolk who were Aaron's own ancestors. Aaron screamed as the visions intensified, each more brutal than the last, but suddenly she woke up, gasping, sunlight spilling across her face. Sitting upright in bed, heart pounding, Erin found herself safe, yet deeply shaken. Confused, she rushed outside, seeing Cloverfield untouched and festive preparations underway, as if nothing had happened. She wondered desperately if everything she experienced was a vivid nightmare, but when she glanced at her palm, an unmistakable green shamrock mark remained, burned deeply into her skin, whispering doubts she could never ignore. Was the curse real, or was her mind lost in the labyrinth of a terrifying Irish legend?
And so, the shadows stretch further, and the mystery only deepens. But this is far from the end. It's merely the beginning. What lingers beyond the door? Who is whispering your name? And what is that shifting in the corner of your eye? The answers await in the next chapter of these chilling tales. Subscribe to Nightfall Crypt and hit the notification bell, because the crypt's secrets are endless and the darkness never sleeps. Until next time, stay in the light if you can.